Hi, you're welcome back to the continuation of our video that we started last time, and we're still dealing with legal issues as it relates with your business. Once again, I welcome you to my segment on the Center-Ecd Enterprise TV titled SSS with Osayi Omokaro. In furtherance to our earlier video, we'll be looking at licenses and permits as it relates to doing business. Remember, every business has legal regulations. In fact, to even do business in a city, a state, or a nation requires some licensing. There are businesses you just can't start in any country without having a citizen of that country being a part of the business. These are legal regulations that you must be aware of. So one of the first permits you need is that general business license. For us in Nigeria, when we say your business has to be registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission. Corporate Affairs Commission is that government entity that licenses you to call yourself a business person, to call your brand a business. Truth be told, a lot of us are providing services, providing goods, and trading. In the eyes of the law, we are not in business. Until you meet this first regulatory standard of having that general business license, which we will call your CAC certification, if you're operating and watching from Nigeria. Until you have that, you truly are not in business. Yes, of course, a lot of things scale through in our country today, where someone can wake up, go to the market, buy things, and start to trade. Because a lot is not yet in place, government understands that people will do whatever they have to do to take care of themselves. So for that reason, they may pay deaf ears. But DSA will they also reprimand you for that. When it's time for them to say, oh, we have this fund, we have this support that we want to support businesses, they will tell you things like, we will only give it to businesses that are legally registered. So that's why it becomes necessary and important for you to have that first level of general business license. Then the second one is that professional or trade license. For instance, if you want to set up a medical facility, of course you need your legal license. You want to set up a pharmacy, you must be a pharmacist, or you have a pharmacist as a part of your partners for which the business is going to be set up. So that's your professional license is necessary. So, but your professional license doesn't give you the right to start a business without the first general license. So that you're a doctor doesn't mean you can open an hospital without first registering it with the Corporate Affairs Commission. You see, so that's how it works. You need that general business license, then you need that professional license. Because the idea here is that you want to offer services to the public that requires professional endorsements. Why will I allow you to draw my building before I build if you are not a licensed architect? Because at the end, you're going to give me something and I entrust it to a builder who follows your instruction. You're not licensed. So the idea around licensing is to just be sure that people that have the professional background, people that have the expertise, are actually the ones delivering. Even for what I do as a management consultant, as an MSME business support service provider, I get the necessary professional license to do that. Someone is going to sit with me and talk about their businesses, their challenges, and all of that. Yes, I have all of the years, over 15 to 20 years of experience doing this. But what a license or a certificate does is a third party endorsing you and telling the world that you have the expertise to do this. But truth is, people want to be sure that they are not dealing with quacks. They are not dealing with people who have arrogated names and qualifications to themselves. So you need that professional background, certification, and license to do what you do. Then the third is that health and safety permits. You want to work in an environment. The necessary government agencies You want to be sure that your product and your services do not have health hazards. So you need those permits. Particularly for instance, if you want to operate in the food industry, it is necessary that you have in Nigeria NAFDAC certification, National Agency for Food, Drugs and Administration. It is necessary that that agency license you to produce and sell these products, because it's the government's responsibility. First and primary responsibility is the protection and security of its members. Now you are within the space to sell things to these people. They want to be sure that what you are offering meets the necessary health standard. In some countries, these things, violating any of these laws, could result to long years imprisonment. So you want to be sure that you are not in business and all of a sudden your business is interrupted and you are made to shut down, having invested a lot of money, time and energy. So you want to be able to do what is right. Then the fourth one is what I'll call 6 tax permits. These are permits, these are licenses that may be required in some places and may not be required in some places. But the truth is, ensure that you meet your tax obligation. You need that permit. For instance, if you're operating from Nigeria, once your business is registered, you have that general business license. It is required that you set up an account for that business. In the course of setting up that account, it is required that you have your tax identification number. That tax identification number is a license that gives right to you to operate and pay taxes. It means the team brings you into the database of government to understand that you are in business in our country. And with this tax identification number, we are able to track your tax payments. See the way it works. You say, if that's the case, I don't need it to. Truth, you may not. You may bypass it, but that's tax evasion, and that can put you in jail on the one hand. Then secondly, the bank will not open an account for you without it. It means you could have a business, because you're running away from paying tax, which I don't advise. You end up running your business through your personal accounts. Remember when we talked about the benefits of having a legal structure in your business, we talk about the credibility that follows. People will price you low when they are dealing with you compared to how they will price you when they are dealing with a company. In my working with small businesses, startup founders and all of that, I encourage them to use the word we as opposed to I. Because when you run a business, it's no longer about you. Yes, you may be that sole proprietor. At the beginning, you are the cashier, you are the marketer, you are the product developer, you are the MD, you are the cleaner, you are everything. All of these roles that you occupy makes your business we. So when you're having a conversation with somebody and he's saying that, sorry, don't you think you have to do something about the pricing? Okay, I may have to take that up with my team and I'll get back to you. But at the moment, the pricing was collectively done. It's not something I can just alter. Who are the collectives? That's a case for another conversation. So you want to be able to operate like that. So I don't see any reason personally why your business makes money from a system and you have to pay taxes. Why not? Though when I have my opportunity to talk to these tax agencies, I do my best to make them know that they're not doing enough advocacy. Enough information is not out there as to taxes. Yes, that's the truth. Sometimes they need to be motivated before they go out to put out this information. When people know better, all they need to do is to add the taxes to the cost of the products, and as the money comes, it's separated and everybody have theirs. Government will not tax you for money you have not earned. If they are taxing you from what you have earned and you knew on time and you are paying it as at when due, you won't have backlogs that will put you into trouble. That's why at the end of all of this, I will recommend that ensure that you are always working with professionals. You need a lawyer, work with a lawyer. You need an accountant, work with an accountant. You need a business development service provider, work with one. That's where we come in. You need a management consultant to help you put a lot of things together. Call on us. Business is not what you think. Business is what is. Okay? You may think it like this, and that's not what it is. What happens? You face the law. You are not going to be able to avoid paying taxes. The earlier you accept it, then another permit you will also be needing, maybe zoning permit. There are permits to do certain kind of business in certain zones that may not allow you to do other kind of business in those zones. So how do you get to know which of these that you need? That's where you need to put in the research. That's where you can't jump into business unprepared.